On Sunday, February 1st, here in San Francisco, TAJA Gabrielle de Jesus was brutally stabbed and became the 5th trans woman to be murdered in the United States in 2015. Her death, part of an epidemic of violence targeting trans women of color, inspired this next group of women in San Francisco to rise up and say, enough, enough. They formed the Trans Activists for Justice and Accountability Coalition, the TAJA Coalition. And TAJA's coalition is united in anger and outrage over her murder, and they have very clear demands that they want heard tonight and that the club has been standing in solidarity with. First, they demand that cisgender people and violence against cisgender people end violence against trans communities, and particularly against transgender women of color. And let's be very clear, transphobia and violence against trans people is not just a trans problem. It is a problem rooted in and created by cisgender people. And there is a call to see active support of and participation in local and national efforts to create resources, access, and justice for our trans community. TAJA Coalition has been instrumental in elevating those demands and making them clear. They demand that all plans for a new jail in San Francisco be ceased. And that no new jail construction is included in any city planning or budget, with funds being routed instead to trans community programming. I was just speaking with Janetta in the Line for Food and the work that she does to provide direct services to people who are just exiting incarceration. That's where our funding needs to go, to fund programs to help people get back on their feet. And they demand safe, affordable, and accessible housing for trans people. It's vital at the rate that people are being pushed out of the city for affordability issues. It's hitting this district, it's hitting the trans community, it's hitting the Latino community. It's vital that we find avenues for providing that housing for the trans community. So TAJA's coalition includes leadership from a broad coalition of groups, too many to mention right now, but they all deserve a lot of credit. And I'll name one that I know very well, the TGI Justice Project. Let's give them a hand. So we want to honor their voices, we want to honor their work and elevate their demands tonight. And I'm so honored to be presenting this award to the TAJA Coalition. Thank you.
Really, I'm tired of having to stand up for our rights as humans. Our reason for being here yet again is because one of us was murdered, and in such a horrific way. I've been through so much, we've all been through so much together doing this work for free because we care. We care. Our lives are so important. I'm a therapist. I work with queer youth in the city. When Park is doing a lot of amazing photography and artistic work and has really been spearheading a lot of the administrative work of the coalition. Janetta Johnson, she's a community leader. She's my sister, and she works at TAJA with Storm. And the people here work every day so that we can have lives and live lives in a healthy and meaningful way. When I was 13 or 14, my father seroconverted, and I wanted to save his life. I was just telling my mom, she came all the way from Sheridan, which is outside of Sacramento. And she wasn't there when I was 14, because as a trans woman, as a mother of a trans person, it's really hard for parents to understand what this means. She's here for me today. back into my life when I was 16. But in that time, I wanted to save my dad's life, and I started doing this work because, you know, we matter. All of our lives matter. And I don't want to take away from Black Lives Matter. I think we all stand together here because we need to have lives that are just fulfilling and beautiful. And I think together we can do that. You know, I saw Caitlyn Jenner on television. I cried because it touched me so deeply to see someone with so much notoriety talk about, you know, our children's lives. Children are committing suicide. And what we're doing when trans youth grow up is throwing them in cages, in jails. Why are we jailing humans? What's the point of that? And why are we investing so much money in a new jail when we have a project that's here to help people, like TAJA? I mean, these people are not making a living wage. It's disgusting to me. I have 6 jobs. I'm barely scraping by, literally. So, you know, we need to change this. I can't do this alone. We cannot do it alone. And, you know, now that we can all be married, corporate greed, hello. Why are we fucking spending money when we're dying? We're being killed. That's what matters. We really need to prioritize our community, and I hope now that we won that. I'm a little bitter and jaded, but we won it. I hope we can really talk about what matters.